Many people say that starting a personal brand in 2024 is like starting dropshipping back in 2017. And they're right. A unique personal brand is literally the way to real success in this new digital world. Take a look at Conor McGregor, for example. He hasn't fought in over 3 years, and yet he's still one of the highest paid athletes in the world. Why exactly? Because he built a personal brand in such a unique way that no one can take away from him, and it's gonna make him money for the rest of his life. Also, look at Alex Hormozi. He already was a millionaire and had everything he ever wanted in his life, and yet he still built out his personal brand, and since then he is on his way to become a billionaire. And I think by now you see a pattern here, don't you? Personal branding is by far the best opportunity in 2024, and in this video we'll go through the reason why and how you can start it right. At the end of 2022, I started building my first Instagram brands. At that time I was still running Instagram theme pages, so basically like faceless brands, because at that time I had no confidence. I was sort of a loser and I didn't have the confidence yet to show myself online. What happened was I started growing those faceless brands. I started making a little bit of money on the side, so because of that my confidence went up a little bit. So I finally had the courage to start my own personal brand. When I did so, I started documenting everything I was doing with my faceless brands. So like every milestone, every new follower amount, I documented everything. What happened next was like absolutely insane, because first of all, I started growing way more followers, and also because I was documenting everything, people came up to me and said like, hey, look, awesome what you're doing. Can you help me with that as well? So because of that, my whole business went like crazy too. Because I was simply making more money, I had more followers, my whole confidence went up like crazy as well. So within just like a time span of, I would say 1 to 2 months of me just starting that personal brand, and my whole business went like crazy, I just became a better person. I got way more confident in myself, started believing in myself, and that just changed everything for me. So in order to help you as well start your personal brand or scale your personal brand today, I divided this video into 2 sections. First section is going to be about the advantages and disadvantages of a personal brand, and at the end of the video I will break down exactly how you can get started today. Let's get started with the disadvantages of having a personal brand. And to be honest, I wouldn't really say there are like any disadvantages. It's just like the main aspect of overcoming your fear of starting, because I know how it like went for me in the beginning. Like I said before, I didn't really have a lot of confidence. I was constantly worrying about what other people were like thinking of me or like gonna say about me, about what I was doing. And yeah, like it's just like part of it, because everyone is gonna die, and in the end no one is gonna care about you. That's like one thing you immediately gotta get out of your head. And even if you get hate, it is most likely just a sign that you're doing something good. Trust me, the people that are hating on you are like the saddest people in the world. Like they're not even doing something themselves. They're just like hating on people because they have nothing going on in their own life. Also, trust me that if you're just yourself and you spread knowledge to the world, you're not gonna get hate. It is just overcoming the fear. You're probably constantly thinking like, what if? But honestly, you just gotta do it. Remember, the worst case is not being known and hated. The real worst case is staying unknown and not reaching your full potential. So let's get to the advantages of having a personal brand and why you should start a personal brand as well. So first of all, it helps you with your business so much, because with a personal brand, you just are way more visible in your industry or niche, and you can just position yourself as the expert to potential clients and customers, and they're way more likely to choose you and your services because they see your stuff, you know, like they see what you do, your work, your client results, and all that stuff. And just by consistently sharing content, sharing stuff about yourself, you're seen as the authority in its field, and you're building like a genuine connection with your audience. And in the end, people buy from people. So if you like show yourself to your audience and the people you want to reach, people will end up buying from you. And that's probably also the reason why you are watching this video of me, because like you must like me in some way that you're still watching this video at the moment. The second advantage is, in my opinion, the most important one, which is creating a bigger network. When it comes to business and just life in general, I think having a good network, good friends, good business partners is the most important thing. Since I started my personal brand, I just created so many new friends, got so many new business partners, and just met in general a lot of amazing people. And it's just because I started my personal brand, I started putting myself out to the world, so people were able to connect with me. And also with a personal brand, it gives you so much opportunities to get in contact with people that are at insane levels. And when I just had my personal brand for around a few months, I got invited to join a mastermind, which was like invite only. I paid around $72,000 for it, but they saw me, they saw what I was doing, and they were like, hey, look, you know, like you're a good fit for our team. So I started working with them. My income went like crazy. I even got invited to a private mastermind in France with people like Tai Lopez and other people that were literally doing millions a month. Also, because of my personal brand, I literally created lifelong lasting friendships and amazing business partners that helped me scale my businesses like crazy in the last year. And the third main advantage of having a personal brand is just that it's like an investment for the rest of your life, because no matter what you're gonna do, you will always have a following that likes you for who you are. So no matter like which direction you can go into, you will always be able to make money with your personal brand. That way it gives you like some long-term security, and it helps you adapt to changes in your industry as well. And that way you will always basically stay relevant in the eyes of employers, clients, or customers. So now you know the advantages of having a personal brand. It is actually time to get started to create your own personal brand. So I divided the section into 3 main steps I believe everyone has to take in order to get their personal brand off the ground. So the first step basically is to just simply write out a plan. Figure out who you want to become in the next couple of years, because that is literally the thing of a personal brand. Like, you want to grow into it. And then also figure out and think about how you want to be perceived by your audience, because that is really, really important. And also figure out what like even kind of audience you want to reach, what kind of followers do you want, and who do you want to make content for. Next, you got to figure out what do you stand for. So it's really important that you pick a niche. Maybe you already have experience in a certain niche, but if you don't, it is really important that you pick one of the following 3 niches, which are health, wealth, and relationships, because those are the 3 core desires of people, and that is the easiest to build a following with and potentially sell services or digital products. Because think about it, like every person needs health, like they need to be healthy to live, they want to have wealth, they want to have money to go on vacations or whatever they want to do, and they want to have relationships, like either family, a partner, or whatever. So those are the 3 main niches I recommend going with. And then after you've chosen a niche, it is time to start posting content. So what you want to do is you want to find 10 or 15 of the most viral creators within your niche, and you want to replicate their content. Not exactly replicate, but just take inspiration from it, twist it a little bit so it's unique for your own brand. And also, when you're figuring out what you're standing for, try to help your younger self who didn't have the experience you currently have. Always when I'm pushing out content on either YouTube or Instagram, I'm always thinking, would the younger Luke find this interesting? Like, would it let me take action? So I always have that in the back of my mind, and based on that, I can decide whether the content is good or not. Because I know right now what I needed when I was younger to get started. Also, when you're starting to push out content, think about, hey, what kind of content did I need last year, for example, to become a better person? So after you find out what you're standing for and you've picked a niche, it is just time to get to post. You gotta figure out like what kind of platform you want to go with. When you're just starting out, I recommend going with Instagram to just share reels, posts, stories about your life, what you're doing. And if you're a bit more advanced and you want to go all in into business and you already have an existing offer, I also recommend going on YouTube and start to create long-form content. Because with long-form content, it is way easier to just build a connection with your audience, build trust, and that way it's going to be easier for you, for example, to scale your business and land clients. Essentially, those are the main 3 steps that you need to consider when you're starting out your personal brand. Now, if you follow everything I've just given you correctly, I can guarantee you that you will succeed. However, if you go into that completely inexperienced without someone to guide you or help you, it might take you a very, very long time. So, if you want to avoid all the mistakes I used to make when I just started out, just access the free training down below that you can find with the link in the description. And also make sure to subscribe to my channel so don't miss out on any new videos. And yeah, also make sure, of course, to check out all the other videos I have on my channel, because there's tons of value in there completely for free. So with that said, thank you for watching. Bye bye.